Hey Pixie, message received. Sorry about that. Hey Chad. Pixie Knickers was first. Harmonic content. It's rude to come into someone's house and tell them how to play. So, I'll play the shit the way I want to play it. Got it? Thank you. Dude, just go listen to Pulp Fiction, man. Serious question time. Chad's got the one. Any tips on when you're struggling to start a band or find people? Yeah, like places where to look, Chad? Is that what you want help with? Thanks, Pixie Knickers, and thank you for the compliment on the black. Whoop. Party foul. I'm laughing because I just got a message from a friend of mine. He's like, "What are you up to?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm doing my fucking show." Oh, Pixie's here. Hey, now we got both Pixies. Now it's a fucking party. Thank you, Pixie. How are you? How'd your shift go? I guess the past couple days. Chad, to answer your question, best thing to do, man, is look at your local like Craigslist listings. Maybe post one yourself. See who's got an open mic night near you if you're 21 and over. If you can't go to a bar because you're not 21, try looking at your local coffee houses. Because sometimes like coffee places will have like folk type people. Folk type, like Bob Dylan types, you know what I'm saying, shit. They may not have like full-fledged bands, but they'll have singer-songwriter types. So those are two things that you can do. Thanks for the kisses, Pixie. The other thing you can do is you could try going to your local guitar center and they've got a bulletin board up. You can try perusing their bulletin board. I've never put much stock in it. I've always had much more success either placing an ad on Craigslist, even though Craigslist sucks, or answering an ad in Craigslist. That's usually how people do it out here in AZ. The other way is like going to open mics and networking. But I believe that you should do both and keep both pools open and see what pans out. I mean, unfortunately, there's no easy way to find people, but like the more you get out there and talk to other musicians or whatever, you know, they may have friends that are looking for the same thing that you're looking for. You just never know. Unfortunately, when you get to like the gigging level, everybody is kind of out for themselves. So like, I couldn't call a friend of mine and be like, "Hey man, you know the gig." They'd be like, "Screw you, dude." It's kind of dog eat dog. Okay, Pixie, Knickers, you can have your kisses. That's fine. I thought some of those were for me. It's fine. No, I cannot play Children of the Grave by Black Sabbath. Let's do something that really cooks. Something that really cooks. Let's do another one. We got 2 pixies. Yeah, we do. Two pixies and a Soulcactus. That's what you got. Oh, that's a good question, actually. Thank you, Pixie Knickers. How'd yourself get into your first band? Like, the first band that I put together or the first band that I hooked up with? Like, the first, like, real functioning band that I was a part of was High School Jazz Band, and I had to audition for that. That wasn't like I signed up for the class and they let me in. That was like, no, you're going to have to audition for this if you want it. I don't know how many other guys wanted the position, or kids wanted that position. But I switched high schools to do that shit, so it was very serious to me. Because that was gonna be something on my college application for later. But as far as like 21 and playing in a professional like capacity and getting paid, I put that band together at the midway through the tail end of college for me. Please don't do that. You can blow your rectifier tube, kids, or your slow blow fuse in your amp. I did it because I'm lazy and I'm on stream with you guys. But I put that band together, Killing Floor. I met the other guitar player my freshman year in a classical guitar class. I met the bass player through he lived in my dorm. And I met him through a friend, though. And then, so we jammed together a couple times in the dorm. And then, and we got along really well. So those 2 guys were my first 2 guys that I hooked up with and convinced to come join me in my band. And then, like with the other guitar player, I hung out with him and we played together on a regular basis. He would just come over to my apartment and we would just jam for like a couple hours and, have some beers or whatever. It was kind of like our Friday or Saturday night kind of a thing. And then, once we became 21, we would go out and to the open mics at whatever the local blues or rock bars were. And we try to meet guys that way, the 3 of us. But like at that time, like I just ended up putting an ad in the school paper. Because there wasn't a Craigslist. I also put an ad in like the New Times. That was a thing back then. It's not, I mean, it's kind of like online at this point. But that's how I put my first band together. I met, well, that's how we got the drummer. And with the drummer came the second vocalist. I met Vicky out at a jam, out at a bar, randomly. Total, it just happened by coincidence. And she wound up being in the band. And that completed the band. So the 6 of us. Hey, Ninja. Where'd you go? Oh, Pixie had a call. Okay. Well, glad you're back, Pixie. I'm from Chicago originally, Matt, but I live out in Arizona now. Scottsdale, Phoenix metro area. Thanks, Pixie Knickers. So hopefully that answered your question about finding people and how I assembled my first band. A lot of what I ended up doing back in 1993 when I turned 21 would just be to go sit in with as many people as possible. Like play with as many people, go to as many open mics as I could to get as much experience as I could, because that's where my education lied. If I was going to get out there and play myself. The more you do that, the more you network, the more you meet people. It may not be the people that you want to play with. Some may not, you know. But you get your feet wet, see which way the wind's blowing. Thank you, Ninja. Oh, now you can gauge my vibe. I mean, I've lived in more places than those 2 places, but I can tell you this, I grew up 2 towns over from Mike Bloomfield in Chicago, if that means fucking anything to anybody. But I very much came from the same upbringing as him, if any of you are familiar with him and his upbringing. I'm not going to get into that shit here. Shit, the Bears. Say first. This is Officer Peterson. I'm a Ditka fan. If Ditka's driving the bus, I'm betting everything on it. Especially if it's the 86 Bears riding shotgun. I'll take that bet all day long and twice on Sundays. Thank you very much. Go Bears. Da Bears. You know, the accent only comes out on certain words. Because I'm a generation removed. But like, you listen to my dad and my mom, holy shit. Oh, Mike Bloomfield, he was a famous blues guitar player back in the 60s and 70s. He worked with famous producer named Al Cooper. They made a record together called Super Sessions. Steven Stills was also on that record, if anybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. What's my favorite Star Wars movie? The first one. Before it was episode 4, just Star Wars from 1977. I could watch that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, A New Hope, episode 4. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Hey, Margaret, one correction. Jimmy Page is 81. I looked it up just to double check you. Revenge of the Sith? Revenge of the Sith is awesome. I love Ewan as Obi-Wan. And I love Hayden as Anakin. He was great in Ahsoka. That was the best thing about Ahsoka. And he was great in Obi-Wan. He should be doing more shit. He should be getting more jobs than he is. I don't know what's up with that. What's my favorite cake or ice cream? Favorite cake? Snickers chocolate chunk. No, Snickerdoodle chocolate chunk cake. It's hard to describe, but it's kind of like a yellow cake with Snickerdoodle outside, like a Snickerdoodle cookie outside shell, and inside the cake there's gobs of like chocolate, hence the chocolate chunk. It's fucking awesome. Favorite ice cream? Maybe Rocky Road or strawberry. What's everybody else's? Anybody can chime into this. Strawberry shortcake? I like that. If I go to a cheesecake factory, which is not often, but like every once in a while, I really like, my favorite piece of cheesecake there is Adam's Fudge Ripple. Or Adam's Peanut Butter Fudge Ripple. Whatever it's called, Adam's Peanut Butter Fudge. That shit is like heroin. Hey David. It's my fucking channel. Don't be fucking rude. Go somewhere else. Don't be an asshole. Pistachio's good. Anybody ever had a pistachio chocolate croissant? Hey Teacher Dave, how are you? Cheesecake is good. Yeah, cheesecake is great, man. As long as it's done right, it's great. So no, where in Paris? Who's in Paris? I want to go back to Paris. Hey, Kellen. Sweet. I'll take the triple chocolate cake. Might be a bit much for me. Can I cut it with some vanilla bean? Because if I have like a mountain of whipped cream with that, I'll just sneeze all over us. Let's see. William Schumann, what are you saying? What's Pixie's favorite? Take care, Matt. Thanks. Thanks for sending 100. What makes a great guitarist, and who do I think is an overrated guitarist? I'd say John Mayer is way overrated. I think Hendrix is a bit overrated, to be honest with you. Like, if I could pick two people to battle it out, I'd like to see Randy Rhoads go up against Jimi Hendrix. I'd like to see how Hendrix would do against Randy Rhoads. Because I'm going to tell you what, it would not go well for Jimmy. I'm sorry to say, but Randy would spank him 6 ways from Sunday. And if you don't think so, better think again. Listen to that live Ozzy Osbourne album with Randy Rhoads. That tribute album, Ozzy and Randy. Listen to a Hendrix live album. Hear the difference? Hear the difference? Thanks, Margaret. Rhoads would kill him? Yeah. I don't, that was before Randy Rhoads came on the scene, but I don't think Eric wouldn't, I don't think Eric could, I don't know if Eric would or ever respected Randy Rhoads. I've never heard those words come out of Eric's mouth in my life. I just don't think he gives him a thought at all. But for me, even though I'm not new school of guitar playing, I think Randy Rhoads was the be-all, end-all. And, I would venture to also put Hendrix up against Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I'm willing to bet that Stevie Ray Vaughan would kick the shit out of Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. I think technically Stevie was twice the player that Hendrix was. But ultimately, Randy Rhoads blows them both off the stage. Along with EVH as well. Sorry. Jeff Beck is an island unto himself. There is no parallel for him. I got to see him, and I'm telling you, there's no fucking parallel. That guy was perhaps one of the greatest, if not the greatest, guitar player of the 20th century. No fucking joke. Whatever Page and EC have done, Jeff made them look like fucking Hallmark cards. Sorry. And I only saw Beck once, but I've seen Clapton and Page multiple times. At least a half a dozen times each. And it only took me once to see Beck and say, this guy's the top of the fucking heap. There's Randy, there's him, and there's fucking everybody else, as far as I'm concerned. That's all. I mean, look, that's just my opinion. And opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, right? Right. Good. I mean, everybody's raving about Billy Strings right now. I think he's pretty impressive. What does what taste like? I'm trying to... Oh, Pavel Jur from Moscow. Hi, sorry, didn't see you. Oh, pistachio ice cream? Good. Pixie, I really like, there's like a bakery that's about 15 minutes away from my house, and they have chocolate pistachio croissants. So it's like a chocolate croissant, but they stuff in pistachio inside too, and it's like massive. Like the thing is the size of my face. It's really messy to eat, but it's delicious. It's the best croissant I've ever eaten in my life. And that includes going to Paris. Pinky, don't you belong in a video game? Oh, you know what, Ninja? I think I already follow him on Instagram. I do. I just came across him recently, and I commented on his video today because he uses the same Vox Wah I do, and I said, "Good boy, good man, Charlie Brown. You're using the right Vox Wah." Yeah, I've seen him before. Tall kid, skinny. Looks a little bit like a young Stevie Winwood from Spencer Davis Group days. I know exactly who he is. Yeah, I just came across him really recently. He's good. He likes to play through some loud Fender amps, though. He might have a problem when he starts going and out to some clubs. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Pixie. Would you get an SG like Youngblood's? Youngblood's SG is an SG Junior, and it's just a white version of mine, except it's an Epiphone and not a Gibson. Because I guess that's who came calling to him first. Like, Joe Bonamasa's done a bunch of Epiphone guitars. I think it's cool because right now you can't find one, so if that's like the alternative, like that's your alternative, right? If you want an SG Junior, because I'm not seeing any others around except for that one. How tall am I? My dick length or my height length? Which one, man? It's going to be two different measurements. Why would you ask that? Hey Maggie, bonjour. Comment allez-vous? Pixie, what you want to hear, baby? Thank you. Sunrise, Pixie? thank you, Pixie. And if you guys, other of you guys in the room, want to buy a sticker or a super sticker, that is the best way to support me and help the channel grow. Sorry, I'm missing a few of you. You know, I just want to say cockhole when I look at your name, dude. Sai, how are you? Thanks, Pixie. You're awesome. Pixie Knickers, I mean. The other Pixie's awesome, too. Hey, Metalhead. Hey, Mirko. Chat streams, don't choke. Thank you, Jay. That's really cool. I appreciate you, bud. Asshole threw off my shit. Jay, what you want to hear, man? Jay. You just need how those vocals come in. I should have quit you long time ago. Now I'm fooling with you, baby. You got me crying on killing flow. Well, that's the way that I would sing it anyways. I had to follow my first mind. Do I recommend what? Rotails or Seymour Duncans? I don't even know what Rotails are, man. For what? What kind of pickup are we talking about, Chad? Thanks, Pixie Knickers. Clayton. Clara Clayton? Miss Clara Clayton? Clayton Ravine? Sorry, Back to the Future 3 moment there. Sorry. Maybe you'd like it if I pulled down my ass, or pulled down my pants and made my ass clap. Fuck off, dude. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Rock rails? Is that like a Scooby-Doo term, dude? Rural. Hey, Faceless. Luzma. Gracias. Muy bien. Like a smartass? Like Robert Downey Jr., like Iron Man? Yeah, okay, Chad. Again, what kind of pickup are we talking about? Stratocaster, Telecaster, P90, humbucker? What are we talking about? Exactly. You're giving me a manufacturer. I want the pickup. Or am I just not remembering? That's okay. Pixie Knickers, did we lose the other Pixie? Rock picker? Dude, oh God, you're killing me, dude. Is it a P90? Is it a humbucker? Is this Fender Strat or Telecaster? I'm glad you think so. I know what hot rail pickups are. They're Joe Barden. Not to be confused with Joe Biden. Barden pickups. He makes hot rail pickups. I know what they are. I don't like them. I had a pair of Bardens a long time ago. My hearing's changed. I don't prefer those kind of pickups. Some people do. I don't. I think she's gone, Pixie Knickers. Did she ever answer the cake or ice cream question? From Dust to Grace, what's up? How you doing? Faceless, that's a matter of opinion. For me, like, if I'm going to go with single coils, I'm going to buy Lawlers every time. Meaning P90s, Stratocaster pickups or Telecaster pickups. I'm going to Lawler. That's what I'm going to buy to drop in my guitars. If I want a set of humbuckers, I'm going to buy a set of WCR Wagners. Those are the only two pickup manufacturers I will buy from. Occasionally, I will buy a Seymour Duncan. They have a custom shop pickup called a BG 1400. That was in my Seafoam Green Esquire. That's in some of my concert footage below and some of the bands that I played it with. I played it with DC Traffic on the big stage wearing my burgundy jacket. This is at the Jam and Java gig. I love that guitar. And that pickup kicked ass. That pickup was as good as this pickup. That's why it was a custom. It was a very expensive. I think it was like a couple $100 or whatever just for that pickup. It was not cheap, but worth every dime. So it just really all depends on what you think. But to me, I mean, I'm a boutique guy, so um, you know, tone. I will spare no expense on tone if it's the right tone. Um, but that's just me and my mentality. But I also have a limit. Like, I don't need a Dumble Overdrive special. Like, I think that's extravagant. I think that's absurd. Um, you know, again, going with, I don't think you need to spend $250,000 on a fucking amp to get a great tone. I spent, I don't even know, scintilla of that to get my 2 amps. And my tone's righteous. I'll take the Pepsi challenge any day of the week with anybody on the internet. I don't give a shit. I'm more than happy to do the Pepsi challenge, tone challenge with anybody with my rig. I like Seymour Duncan antiquity pickups, the humbuckers. Those are good. But those cost as much as just getting a pair of WCR Wagners. So if I'm going to spend, you know, $250 to $500 on a set of humbuckers, I'm going to buy the Wagners. Because the antiquities are just as expensive at this point. But I do like them. Thank you, Pixie. Yeah, Castle Vibe. It'd be a lot cooler if your name was Castlevania. Anybody like the video game series Castlevania? Thank you, Pixie Knickers. I'd rather do an off-the-wall guitar and have a nicer amp, to be honest with you. Because, like, I can get away with this guitar, which cost me $1,400 or $1,500. All right, I can go out and get a USA Gibson SG Special, which is this guitar, and Heritage Cherry, or 60s Classic Cherry, whatever they call it, 2 P90s, 4 controls, switch between both pickups, right? $1,500. You don't have to change the pickups. You can do it later on down the road. You can put in nicer electronics too, but that's a nice guitar for that money. And then, you know, if you want to get a really nice amplifier, you spend $1,000 to $2,000 and get something secondhand boutique on Reverb. That'll do you well. And then you'll have a great rig for under $3,000. I mean, realistically speaking, if you want professional tools, you want to start playing in bands, you want to start gigging or whatever, you're probably going to look to be spending like $3,000 to $5,000 on your rig. And that's being conservative. I mean, I know guys that have spent a lot more. I certainly have in the past. I've spent way more of that. Shit, I've spent $5,000 on an amp. I've spent $5,000 on a guitar. I don't think it's necessary anymore. I just don't. Because I'm past that point of giving a shit. Whether it's the custom shop version or the off-the-wall EC. They sound fairly identical. Their weights may be a little bit different. Do I like thin line guitars? They're okay. I prefer regular traditional, like 62 tellies or custom tellies from 62. That's kind of really my jam as far as the telly goes. Like, I like pastel colors. And I like 62 to 64 C-shaped necks by Fender. Cowboy in the Creek, he's asking, how do I start a band and how do we get our name out there? All right, talked about this earlier on the stream, but best way to meet players is check out Craigslist in your area. Also, check out some open mics in your area. Find out where they are and go to them. Either go watch them at first, if you just want to check out the scene and you don't want to bring your shit. That I'd understand. You know, you totally feel free to do that. That's the best way to meet players, other players, and you can start networking that way. I don't feel anything about Harley Benton because I don't know who they are or who he is or who she is. Jay Sean, you know, everybody's has different feelings about what they're willing to spend. You know, but like if you're really doing this more than a hobby and you're doing it for a profession, you're not spending $500 on your fucking guitar. There's no dude on the face of the planet or dudette that's spending $500 on their guitar to do a professional fucking job. You know who Kiki Kwan is? She plays with the Smashing Pumpkins. You think she plays a $500 guitar? Fuck no. Well, Google Pie, that's like the, okay, dude, do you know who Scarlet Fire is? How about Asher? How about Satellite? You know any of those dudes? You know how many independent builders there are, dude? Do you have any idea? Like Friedman builds guitars as well as amps. There's some of them are here today and gone tomorrow. I know because I used to be in the business, man. Do you know how many amp companies I would get solicited one year, and then I'd be in business the next year, and the next year I'd look for them, they'd be gone. Yeah. It's like that. So, you know, I like that one was Cindy's Guitars, or Guitars by Cindy in New York. She takes like really old pieces of wood from around the city and makes guitars out of them. I would like to buy a guitar from her, except I don't want to wait 2 fucking years to get it. I don't have that kind of patience. I mean, I'll buy it from her if I don't have to depend on it for a job. That's my problem with all these independent builders. You want me to give you 50% of the money up front, and you want me to wait 2 years for you to get around to my build. Fuck you. I'll go buy something today that I find appealing and that works for me. I can't do that anymore. I used to I remember when I had to special order my Matchless amplifiers back in, I think it was 1996, and having to wait for those like a couple months to get done, and it seemed like it took forever. And it was the same thing with getting my first Victoria. I had to wait like 2 to 3 months to get it. But they were built by hand. That's why I had to wait. And the guitars take even longer. So that's my biggest problem with independent builders. Like, I don't really want to, call up a boutique builder and buy something from them because I don't really want to wait anymore. I just really want to go find something that's out there that I can either buy like new or secondhand and just get it within a week. But patience is a virtue, young man. Well, I'm not young anymore, so suck it. Streaming turd, you're gay. If you like that word, that must mean you. I just like, it's not just the weight, it's having to give up like, you know, X amount of dollars for nothing. What if that person goes out of business in the time that you're waiting? And that 50% deposit is gone. It's non-refundable. That could be $2,000 out of a $4,000 guitar. $2,000. You could have gone and bought an SG reissue, a 61 SG reissue with that $2,000. Or you could have bought an Eric Clapton Strat for $2,000. I'm just saying, you wouldn't have had to wait shit for those. You just go out and find one right now. See you, Chad Streams. Thanks for hopping by. My opinion on the Beatles, they're fucking great. I'm not like Lou Reed, dude. I don't take a shit on the Beatles. The Beatles are fucking amazing. But let's be honest. The Beatles wouldn't have been the Beatles without George Martin. Well, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. And I would also like to point out the fact that Paul McCartney saved the Beatles' ass on multiple occasions in their later career. With hits like Get Back and Hey Jude. Because John was too busy. You know. I don't want to say it. I don't want to be crude. Well, Google Pie, I don't know where you live, but, you know, boutique amp manufacturers and pedal builders and guitar builders don't live, like, right across the street from people. You know, a lot of them are scattered throughout California. Some are back in the Midwest. Some are on the East Coast. Some are down in the southern parts. Like the Carolinas and Florida. Yeah, man. Hey, Primus, I'm going to agree with you that Paul is my favorite Beatle as well. Hello Goodbye is one of my all-time favorite Beatles songs. Swart Amps is from North Carolina. Germino Amps is from North Carolina. I play Swart Amps. I used to be a dealer for Germino Amps back when I owned Soulcactus now. And if you called Greg Germino and be like, dude, do you ever do business with Larry Soulcactus? You'd be like, yeah, I remember Larry Soulcactus. I remember Larry. Greg's an amazing guitar player, slide guitar player. He's sick. 1956 Les Paul is a great guitar. Yes, indeedy. Or 1965 Les Paul? Sure. I don't know begging song, please. David Gilmour, your favorite for everything. Okay, Margaret. I can respect that. All right, guys. Bravo to Ninja. All right, thanks everybody for participating in the live stream. I'm Larry Soulcactus, of course. Thank you for all being in my dream. If you want to support me, support the channel, you can buy a sticker and stream or a super sticker. That helps me grow, helps the channel. That money goes directly to me in my pocket. Other things you could do. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Hit the bell notifications to find out when I'm streaming. You'll get a notification, hopefully. It'll let you know, hey, he's streaming now. Hit that like button. I appreciate that shit. If you want to, you can go down to the description under the title of the video. Hit the more. Box will drop down. You can see the links for Instagram and the Patreon page. Patreon.com/Larry Soulcactus. You can buy my music there. Instagram is free, of course. All right? Thank you, guys. Thank you, Pixie Knickers. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Dennis. Sorry. Thank you, Ninja. Thank you, Chad Streams. You're no longer here. Thank you, Faceless. Thank you, Google Pie. Whatever. All right, guys. You're all awesome. We'll see you tomorrow for the noon stream, all right? Monday suck. Here we come. Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.